The event is on, there are certain rules that I'd like to share. It's forbidden to talk. If we catch you sleeping through the event, that you all have taken time out and join in. मैं हूँ आपका दोस्त और होस्ट आरजे राहुल मंजल. राहुल नाम तो सुना होगा, मंजल कभी नहीं सुना होगा, कभी सुनिएगा भी मत, लेकिन आपने. It's such an honor and a privilege to have you here, sir. And you've been a source of inspiration for jocks, for writers, for anchors, for all of us. It's not, there's not been a single area or arena that you've not touched upon. So it's really heartwarming. Also, यहाँ पर we have somebody who's been अगर हम book के बारे में बात करें, there needs to be somebody. I mean, obviously, here's a friend that I know. So यहाँ पर we thought we'd give her an introduction in a very different style.
Talking about themselves, and most of you coming from media, friends and family here, people coming and promoting stuff and blabbering about themselves is forbidden, is what I feel. I'm forced to do that, but it's okay. Radio was never forbidden for me, but yes, you know, being a topper in school, my parents always thought that I should become an IAS officer, to which I refused. Then they said, become a doctor. I said, I can't dissect those frogs and, you know, look at their intestines and other parts. They were not exciting at all. So they said, okay, settle down for an engineer. So I studied to be an engineer. I thought it was too boring to have those grease spanners and everything going around and repairing aircrafts along with others. So I thought, why not be on air? But Dad was never in support. So he said, do whatever you want to do. I think that's how dads are. So I used to wait for him to sleep, to steal his phone from his room. And because he had the Hutch connection, and we were not allowed to have mobile phones at that time. I mean, kids were not allowed, so to say. So I used to audition on the phone, and little did I know that one fine day when I am in office, I get this call on the landline number, and that's Dad calling. तुमने कोई audition लिया था? जी. तुम select हो गई हो, इतने बजे पहुँच जाओ. There's the final round, you know. And that was one achievement that actually made him proud of me. And here I am. It's been a few years ever since.
Absolutely, I think, and that's the reason why we are all here. I think a round of applause for her and those actions that she took there. So yes, it requires, as they say, no guts, no glory. And who better to share experiences on Forbidden than Mr. Suman sir. I mean, ये जो बोलते हैं तो फिर बाकी लोग नहीं बोलते, तो it's over to you, sir. Something that you would like to share. So what's been the most forbidden thing that you've done?
Yeah, everybody would like to share that very promiscuous, cagey things that we all did as kids. And I think we all begin by doing the forbidden thing. I mean, all of us did the very boy thing. I remember the beautiful auntie coming, the next door auntie would come home, and we would always wait for her to bend down so that we can have a quick look at her cleavage. So that was the forbidden thing, and all of us do that. I still do it. So, of course, there are a lot of these dark secrets that you would like to keep within yourself. Otherwise, I'd probably appear like a pervert. But yes, we all have our fantasies. As somebody said, there is a charm about the forbidden which makes it unspeakably desirable. You know, so you always long for the forbidden things and you know, the desires that have always denied us. It is fun to be sometimes breaking the law, breaking the rules. You know, and you know, sometimes when you have to do the things, when you become a conformist, when you have to do the things that you've been asked, there's no fun. There's always fun in breaking the rules. And as they say, curiosity has killed a lot more than just cats. You know, so it's always the curiosity within you that makes you dare to walk on that forbidden territory. And I think it all started with me, I mean, my life, my career. So to speak with, to begin with, I belong to a family of doctors and engineers and technocrats and bureaucrats. For me, to have just even think about being an actor was forbidden. It was almost like blasphemous and sacrilegious to think about being an actor. But I did so, and I hope I took the right step. I know sometimes, you know, when you just follow your instincts and your intuition, so just go ahead and do it. But I'm happy I did that, and I broke that rule, because I don't think I would have been happy otherwise. And so I became an actor. Ostensibly, there was a bit of a disagreement, probably, which was not told to me on the face, but I'm sure, being the only son of my father, who's a great doctor and a great surgeon, who must have secretly wished that my son grows up to be a doctor, decided to be an actor. I took the therapy. You know, he was a doctor, I became an actor, so I said, at least I'm there halfway through your profession. But I'm happy I did that, right? And I was lucky that I got to start with a forbidden film called Utsav.
So we cannot forget any visual of the movie.
which was an erotica of sorts, also with Rekha, and my wife still hasn't seen the film. She has been so angry with me for the last 25, 30 years. She still hasn't, but it's still forbidden for her. And but that was it. I mean, I just sort of surrendered myself to that forbiddenness and enjoyed every bit of it. And so there were moments, and even in real life and professionally and personally, where I would indulge in things forbidden. I think all of us do. Some would accept, some would not. But I guess it's very human. I mean, if it hadn't been for exploring the forbidden thing, probably Adam and Eve would not have indulged in that whole leaf bit, which was lying in a very strategic place, would have not gone off, and all of us would be here. You know, so it's very important to go out and venture and try and dare to be different. So I've had many instances. Of course, I always wanted to be like Zara, I always wanted to be a writer, but I guess that for me it's too forbidden. I don't think that I have the inherent talent to be a writer. I have a way with words maybe, but she's a better wordsmith. I think you become a writer when you are very, very honest with yourself and your thoughts and your expressions, and you'll be able to kind of sort of pen it down the way you want it to. She's been very good with it. I've been through the stories that she has written with, you know, things that the characters have chosen to be where they wanted to be and say what they wanted to say. I've made them like they're put in a very esoteric space where I make them different from the rest of the lot, who somewhere become very domesticated over a period of time. We don't give a vent to our desires. I think it's very important. You know, we always start thinking how politically correct we are, whether this is sexual or asexual, and we have too many regimentations, and I think we have to break all the barriers. So I've had a fantastic time in my life, exploring myself, and always doing the forbidden thing. As I said, I would not like to share all of that, but you can, I'm sure, being perverted enough or perverted enough, you will be able to understand that and comprehend that. But no, I'm just kidding. It's not always have to be sexual. When I say forbidden, as I said, in terms of career choice, you do what you want to do. When I did a show called Movers and Shakers, or when I ventured into, as an actor, into acting for me, it was again a forbidden territory, because an actor is not supposed to be an actor. He is not supposed to step out of any character and be himself, because that is his aura. And you don't come in front of an audience and expose yourself the way you are, about yourself, about your idiosyncrasies, about your mannerisms, etc. Everything. So for me, it was the forbidden sort of territory, and I had to explore that.
And this was at a time when on television everybody was goody goody.
Yes. So Movers and Shakers, no, more than that, the forbidden thing was to be good, to be irreverent. You can't be irreverent to anybody. You have to be always goody goody. You have to be saccharine and sugary to everyone. You have to be sycophantic. And here I was, a character that was given to me, the role of an anchor who was an anti-establishmentarian, first of all, who was a maverick, who was nomadic, who was irreverent, who was impertinent. and who was adept at pulling people's pants down, which was the diktat, which was the brief that was given to me. And
So the brief was to pull others.
yes, because I had pulled down my pants a couple of times myself. I hadn't enjoyed so much as pulling other people's pants down. So, you know, there would be guests who would be expecting the best out of you, and you suddenly shock them, saying things that they had never expected or imagined even in their dreams, that I would be asked such questions, embarrassing questions. But it was fun, and you know, after a point they started enjoying it. I was just telling you about this pop star, this up and coming pop star who came to my show. I said, Shekhar, I could not believe, oh my God, that I'm a celebrity on your guest movers and shakers. And you know, when I got that invite, I went and told my mom, I'm going to movers and shakers. मैं बस गया और आधे घंटे में जलील हो गया. So that was it. That was it. So, you know, he enjoyed the forbidden. As a matter of fact, I remember I was very good for a change to a guest, and he says, "आप मुझसे नाराज है क्या?" He says, "No, why didn't you insult me? You haven't taken my pants off. आपने कुछ भला बुरा ही नहीं कहा, गालियाँ नहीं दी, कुछ नहीं किया." So he was sort of slighted because I was good to him. But as I said, this entire journey as an actor, I have always enjoyed doing different kinds of things. Unfortunately, as I said, that people remember just the laughter bit. But I have done a show called May, I have done Reporter, and I have done different kinds of things. For me, it was to explore your latent talent and always realize that this is a dark corner, I must visit that. I think the challenge is to always do when you think when your heart tells you will not be able to do it. And you go out and venture that. So that becomes the forbidden area. So yes, I'm honestly looking forward to the day when probably I will be happily sitting in the middle, and there would be some guest of honor out here. It says, Mr. Suman has written a book, and claps for him. So, you know, that still, till that day, it remains a forbidden territory for me. But I'm sure you can clap to that one day.
Absolutely.
You
You heard the applause, now the book will.
I'm really proud of Zara. Now, she was, I didn't know that she was a RJ, she was a producer and all of that. And you know, now we are friends because, you know, she has crossed over that forbidden territory because when she comes home and she sees me in soiled pajamas and tattered teeth, you know, and in a manner, in
Sir, radio में दिखता नहीं है ना?
वही तो कह रहा हूँ कि, you know, only my wife has the privilege to sing like that, and she has me. So we are, I guess, more than friends. So all the best, yes, wishing all the best, because every time we have a writer, I think what we lack in our life are good writers who motivate us in different ways, who give us different perceptions of life, the way we look at life. And here is another perception that the forbidden one is probably the best choice of our lives and to shape it up. Yeah.
Present a token of our appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, we have Malini with us. Malini, you've been
Still.
an editor, so there are
Zara's book. Should we do that now or after we unveil?
a little about the book. We'll have the unveiling in a little while from now.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure working with Zara. The book, whatever's been revealed about it and revealed about Zara so far tells you that, you know, it's very intriguing. Right from the title, The Forbidden One, you see the cover, you'll know it just carries forward the name. Each of the story titles carry forward the theme further. My favorite one that I've been talking about to everyone that I could find is the story called The Mango Love. It's the story of a woman and her love story with a mango tree. How's that forbidden?
Wow, that has our minds racing.
There are 9 more of these stories. Yes. So the best way would be for people to purchase the book and to support Zara and get back with your feedback. Most importantly, she's filled it with a whole lot of real stories. Everyone will find at least one story that they can relate to, if not all of them. And each one yet has an element of forbidden in it. The theme has been carried through in every single story, in every character, in the way they express themselves, in the way she expresses her characters. So yeah,
That's nice, and thank you so much for your support and your publishing house. I think it's really important for people who, you know, have.
That's forbidden. being a male, you can't have fun with me.
Yeah, sir, I'm absolutely a male. There's no second thoughts about it. But यहाँ थोड़ा fun तो करना ही पड़ेगा. Because I'm gonna sit next to you.
Did you say that? Did you say that?
We would have fun.
Yeah,
We wanted to join the party, I said.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
join the party.
I could be the mango tree.
And I'll go bananas over you.
You really can't win conversations with him. लेकिन यहाँ हमारे पास कुछ probably are a part of your life.
Are you going to roast me?
Not sir, I can't. I don't think I am at the liberty to do so. So लेकिन मैं उनका नाम लेना चाहता हूँ और आप खुद ही रोस्ट कीजिए अपने आप को and toast कीजिए. Okay, we're gonna mention these names and let's see what he said. Comic time is all about reacting to things.
This is just between the two of us, or are we a threesome?
No, it's just between the two of you. It's not a
Sir, look at the crowd. It's a gangbang. Okay, coming back. Your reactions in words also to the following things that you've done.
Not
in your
necessarily
career.
in words.
Not in kind, sir.
Okay.
In cash, yes, definitely. Daring role in Utsav, especially the bathing scene.
I mean, thank God I got an opportunity to bathe with someone like Rekha. I mean, I was so nervous about getting Utsav, I hadn't bathed for months, and I had saved that moment for that bathing scene. I think it is one bath that I wish never ended.
No, but there were
Banegi apni bath, huh?
retakes.
Plenty, yes, plenty on purpose. Yeah.
Okay, the most forbidden thing you ever done on Movers and Shakers.
The most?
Most forbidden thing.
Forbidden
on
thing?
M&S.
I mean, I think that the whole show was forbidden. As I said that, I mean, that's what I kept doing. That's what I kept talking about, politicians and the film fraternity and the guests who came. I think, you know, everything what I said and I did was forbidden in Movers and Shakers.
What celebrity you thought was one forbidden person and you thought it was very difficult?
That was Prabhu Deva. Prabhu Deva came and sat. That's it. That was the end of my interview. He just died on the show. You know, when I never understood the expression dying on a show. Now, this was one gentleman who came and died on the show. He just kept looking at me.
So आपने कुछ सवाल किया पूछा?
और मैंने उनसे बहुत सारे सवाल किए. And a lot of people used to ask me कि आप गेस्ट से ज़्यादा बोलते हैं क्यों? तो मैंने कहा वो गेस्ट बोलते ही नहीं तो मैं क्या करूँ? तो मुझे बोलना पड़ता है. I have to keep up the momentum because I tried that. Sometimes I tried. I would keep shut. मैं चुप होता था, गेस्ट भी कम वक्त चुप होकर बैठ जाता. तो फिर मैं बोलना शुरू करता था. तो फिर वो So I used to ask him questions कि मैंने कि आपने वहाँ से शुरू किया और आपने ये डांसिंग वजह किया. तो फिर कैसा लगा आपको और इस फिल्म में आपने किया? That's what his answer. So then again I would like quickly make up a question and said, so Prabhu, what do you think about it? So the whole entire episode it was like, and हमने सुना है कि साउथ में ऐसे का ना भी मतलब होता है, हाँ भी मतलब. So I was confused what he was trying to say, a yes or a no, and I said, you know, the closest he came to his, I finally couldn't manage to pull his pants down, but I pulled his shirt down and I said he does some funny thing with his abs, the waves. He makes waves with his abs, and that's what he did. So he was probably the most difficult guest on my show. But I had great moments like Maushmi Chatterjee, who had come and asked her, like the way you asked me, what is the craziest thing that you have done? So she thought for a moment and she came up with a very funny answer. She said, I got pregnant.
What's up?
So I said, got pregnant? So I said, yeah, I mean like, so I said, explain that. So she said, she thought for a moment, she said, the crazy thing in this, she was asking me a crazy thing, fun thing that I did. I got pregnant. So I said, no, but I've still not been able to understand how it was crazy. She said, no, I actually went to a producer and told him I am pregnant. So I got a holiday. So I said, oh, so that was your answer. Oh, so this is what you were thinking, that this is the craziest thing that you have done. You got pregnant, you went and told a producer and you wanted a holiday. I said, but Maushmi, I'm talking about the crazy thing that you did. I'm not talking about the crazy thing that the producer did to you. and she didn't get me. So after 4 questions later, she said, stop the show. She said, what did you tell? What did you say? 4 questions back. So we had fun on the show. So many times the guests would come in. This is after the show. They will come and shake hands with me and hug me. Said, Shekhar, what a brilliant interview and stuff like that. After the interview was telecast, I said, bastard, you were taking my pants off all this while. I didn't know. It's only when I saw the show that I realized all this while you were pulling my leg. So we had fun, yes.
You know, sir, I'm very tight belt today. Okay, coming back, the dancing stint at Jhalak Dikh Raja.
Yes, again, I guess that the best way to overcome your fear is to go ahead and do that. You know, when you are apprehensive about a thing, when you are scared about a thing, you have to go and do it, and that's what I did in Jhalak Dikh Raja. I have 1,000 left feet, and I was like, can I ever dance in front of an entire audience? And that would be a recurring nightmare. I will get up, like it happens in movies, in a tight close-up, sweating it out. So that I saw myself like forgetting my moves, and I'm in front of the audience, not being able to perform. Yeah, that's the worst thing that can happen to a man. So and then and
Also,
finally-
a round of applause. This man is full of humor. I don't.
And I went ahead and I did it and danced it. I do. In the first episode itself, I got a standing ovation. A standing ovation? Yes. Again, there's no pun in that. All right. So I got a standing ovation. Ovation. Oh my God, that's a new term. So yes, and I was happy, as I said, that all of you who have fears in the mind, you need to go out and just indulge in it. Like, if you are scared of height, believe me, take a cue from it, go out from the roof and jump.
After that outstanding reply, after that really outstanding reply, there was one question that you put in this movie called Utsav. I think Utsav ka hi scene tha, where you actually went to a shop and
No, that's Anubhav.
Anubhav, okay, yes. And it was somewhere in the night.
वो अनुभव में जो लेके आता हूँ,
उसका
उसके बाद उत्सव मनता है.
उत्सव डाउन जाना है यार पूरा दिन सारा आना है
What was the line?
It's about this guy who's getting married, and people tell him that you have to go buy a condom. You know, you're getting married and you have to be careful. It's like
वो line
हाँ, तो वो, you know, then he practices at home. आपके पास निरोध है क्या? 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 So he said, I'll go and ask him, like, आपके पास निरोध है क्या? आपके पास, but it happens, like, it has happened in real life. I'm sure it must have happened to you, that we have gone to a chemist shop and we wait for everybody to go and then ask, you know. And this is the character. When he was explaining to me, I found it thoroughly enjoyable and so funny. So while I was playing that, what happens to the character when he goes to the shop and he starts thinking that it starts echoing in his head, आपके पास निरोध है क्या? Because that's what he had practiced. आपके पास निरोध है क्या? आपके पास निरोध है क्या? आपके पास निरोध. Then it will build up a crescendo. आपके पास निरोध है क्या? 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 आपके पास निरोध. And then he would say, आपके पास है क्या? He would be so embarrassed saying that word in निरोध. So he was, आपके पास है क्या? आपके पास है क्या? आपके पास है क्या? आपके पास है क्या? And so the guy looked at him. He said, है. Then this guy would say, क्या? He says, वही जो आपने कहा पर बोला, मैंने तो कुछ कहा ही नहीं. And so many times he keeps practicing it. He goes through this series of times, and a number of times. आपके पास निरोध है क्या? आपके पास निरोध है क्या? आपके पास है क्या? And he says, till you don't tell me what you want, I am not going to give you anything. And then once it is just going on his head, आपके पास है, आपके पास है, आपके पास निरोध है क्या? आपके old and doddering man came, and he says, मुझको 6 पैकेट निरोध देना, कहते मुझे भी वही देना. So that was a funny sequence. I really enjoyed it. It was a forbidden thing, but a lot of people thought, oh my God, what's he doing? But अब AIB के बाद तो वो रामायण और महाभारत के जैसा लगता है वो शो.
No, sir. These punchlines are still there. In fact, last में वो ये भी बोलता है कि अगर खरीदने में इतना शर्माएगा तो करेगा.
बोला आप जब इतना खरीदने में इतना शर्मा रहे हैं तो यूज करने के टाइम आपका क्या हाल होगा.
No, but there's an amazing play that you've been a part of, Ek Mulaqat, where you portray the forbidden love.
I play Sahib Ludhianvi. Somebody I was this character that I have been obsessed with, and I think one of the finest lyricists, and who broke all rules again, walked into the forbidden territory where he would first write the lyrics and he would never ever allow the composer to change even one word. Normally क्या होता है कि लोग धुनें बना देते हैं, then said you have to write according to that, which is, I think, is very stupid. And this guy would insist, and then he insisted on the language and the flair that, and I remember that having watched, and he was inherent part of all Guru Dutt films, all Yash Chopra films, all Dev Saab films, and all the beautiful lyrics of Pyasa. कि हटा लो ये दुनिया मेरे सामने से, हटा लो ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है. And I remember that when the script came to me, and again it's about the forbidden love because Amrita Pritam was in love with him, and it is a story of unrequited love where then eventually when things don't work out, she on the rebound starts living with somebody else, and this is the story when actually Sahil comes and meets her. And if you allow me, I'll just, the opening of the play, which is so beautiful, which is all about the forbidden thing, where Sahil says, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कि जिंदगी तेरी जुल्फों की नरम छाँव में गुजरने पाती तो शादाब हो भी सकती थी. ये तीरगी जो मेरे ज़ीस्त का मुकद्दर है तेरी नज़र की शुआओं में खो भी सकती थी. अजब न था कि मैं बेगाना-ए अलम रहकर तेरे जमाल की रानाइयों में खो रहता. तेरा गुदाज बदन, तेरी नीमबाज आँखें, इन्हीं हसीन फसानों में महव हो रहता. पुकारती मुझे जब तलखियाँ ज़माने की, तेरे लबों से हलावत के घूंट पी लेता. हयात चीखती फिरती बरहना सरर में, घनेरी जुल्फ़ों के साए में छुप के जी लेता. मगर ये हो न सका और अब ये आलम है कि तू नहीं, तेरा गम, तेरी जुस्तजू भी नहीं. गुज़र रही है कुछ इस तरह ज़िंदगी जैसे इसे किसी के सहारे की आरज़ू भी नहीं. ज़माने भर के दुखों को लगा चुका हूँ गले, गुज़र रहा हूँ कुछ अनजानी रह गुज़ारों से. मुहीब साए मेरी सिमत बढ़ते आते हैं, हयात मौत के पुरहौल खारजारों से. न कोई जादा, न मंजिल, न रोशनी का सुराग, भटक रही है खलाओं में ज़िंदगी मेरी. इन्हीं खलाओं में रह जाऊंगा कभी खोकर. मैं जानता हूँ मेरी हम नफस, मगर यूं ही कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल.
All you can say is क्या बात sir. This is something which is so heartfelt.
Even in all his nazm, he would do the forbidden. Like किसी ने, शायर ने लिखा है, मजरू साहब ने लिखा कि एक शहनशाह ने बनवा के हंसी ताजमहल सारी दुनिया को मोहब्बत की निशानी दी. बट साहिर रोड कि ताज तेरे लिए एक मजहरे उल्फत ही सही, तुझको इस वादिये रंगीन से अकीदत ही सही. मेरी महबूब कहीं और मिला कर मुझसे. ये चमनजार, ये जमुना का किनारा, ये महल, ये मुनक्कश दरो दीवार, ये महराब, ये ताक, एक शहनशाह ने दौलत का सहारा लेके हम गरीबों की मोहब्बत का उड़ाया है मजाक. मेरी महबूब कहीं और मिला कर मुझसे.
Wow, very good. You're closely heading towards the finale. Your most favorite?
What book?
MSG, Messenger of God. On the bullet mobile.
I surrendered before that God. I need that Baba's Baba suit.
Oh, heavens.
He's amazing. He's amazing. That man defies all laws. And he has
85 crores, sir, at the box office.
85. And I'm sure it's all his. That man is amazing. You know, he had to actually tell the word he's insan. Ram, Rahim, Singh, Baba, इंसान. और he says कि मैंने अपने आप को इंसान कहा, आपको बुरा तो नहीं लगा?
He's somebody who's directed, produced, everything in the movie.
And he's the only one who saw that movie.
Okay, coming back, KRK's popularity on Twitter.
No, nobody can surpass that. Like, we all bow down before that idiocy.
PM Saab ka suit.
PM Saab ka suit. You know, that's amazing, that PM Saab ka suit. Yesterday, actually, when we were doing this show together, this beautiful line that I came and I said कि राजनीति भी क्या कमाल की चीज़ है. ये बड़े बड़े लोगों के कपड़े उतरवा देती है या बिकवा देती है. प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का सूट नीलाम हो गया एंड आई टोल्ड देम दैट आई आल्सो कम वेयरिंग अ सूट और वो कोई 4 करोड़ 31 लाख में वो चर्चा में आए, उनका सूट नीलाम हो गया। युवराज सिंह थे वो बगैर चर्चा में आए नीलाम हो गए। उनके पिताजी जो थे वो नीलाम ना होकर भी चर्चा में आ गए और संकारा वो न नीलाम हुए न चर्चा में आए। सो एवरीबडी टुक अ क्यू फ्रॉम दैट, बोले कि सब लोग नीलामी के लिए अलग अलग चीज़ें दे रहे हैं। जैसे दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री ने अपना मफलर दे दिया है नीलामी के लिए, ये बाबा ने अपना बाबा सूट दिया है नीलामी के लिए, मायावती जयललिता ने अपनी साड़ियाँ दी हैं, सैंडल्स दिए हैं, मायावती जी ने अपना पर्स दिया और वो चप्पल दिया जो हवाई जहाज से आया करती थी, सिर्फ चप्पल क्लब क्लास में बैठ के आता था उनके लिए। और हाँ उसको चलाने के लिए लोग आते थे उस चप्पल को। तो सब लोगों ने कुछ कुछ दिया, तो किसी ने बोला राहुल गांधी को आप कोई चीज नहीं देंगे नीलामी के लिए? उन्होंने कहा मैंने पूरी पार्टी नीलाम कर दी, अब क्या करना। So that's the reaction that came out from that PM suit नीलामी।
Now this is what we call sense of humor.
आप बस करो
सर लास्ट आ रहा है, ये वाला आप नहीं बोलेंगे, आप
शो ही करवा डालोगे।
ये लास्ट वाला और ये आप मिस नहीं करना चाहेंगे। अटल जी का स्लो मोशन रिएक्शन।
मैं समझता हूँ कि जब आप किसी को गेस्ट के लिए बुलाते हैं और उसे वादा करते हैं कि आपसे बस थोड़ी सी बात की जाएगी, लेकिन गेस्ट को बुला के और वादा नहीं पूरा करना, ये अच्छी बात नहीं है।
But there's one thing I want to really reveal, and that is what Mr. Sumar would also not know. अगर आप cover closely देखेंगे, if you zoom into the cover, we have people who click the cover and everything. अगर आप zoom in करके, once you have a copy of the book, zoom in करके देखिए, somewhere on the leg you will find a very interesting tattoo which says I love Shekhar. मैंने भी बोला, a round of applause for him. We all love him. We all love him.
Thank you. You know, इसमें एक अब हंसी मजाक की बहुत हो गई और आप इससे पहले नहीं कहे मुझे, मैं खुद कह लेता हूँ। I think there is this one bit that all of us need to understand, especially people, सुनो राहुल, हाँ, and we need to understand this, that no matter what we do, we need to be first. Monisha, why are you looking so serious? Is your tarot mind working overtime now? Huh? Tarot. Almost sounds like a Rajasthani word. No? कोई भी चीज़ हम जिंदगी में करें, हालांकि हम नहीं मानते थे इस बात को, लेकिन जिंदगी में सक्सेसफुल होना बहुत ज़रूरी है उन कामों को करने के लिए जो आप दिल से चाहते हैं। सो आई नो दिस अगेन इज़ अ फोरबिडन थिंग, बट ये इन्होंने बहुत बढ़िया इस पैराग्राफ में लिखा और मैं चाहता हूँ कि जो लोग भी अपने दिल की आवाज़ सुनना चाहते हैं, पीपल हु वांट टू लिसन टू द वॉइस ऑफ द आर्ट एंड द कॉन्शियंस, आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड with this boy who wants to become a painter, and he wants to, it's like that character in The Fountainhead, Howard Rourke. He's almost sort of dogmatic, he's pig-headed, but he follows his dreams and his aspirations, and he's hell-bent that he will do it his way. Sometimes it doesn't pay. I think sometimes it's important to kind of sort of bend the rules a little, and so this guy who's hell-bent on becoming a painter and wants to do his kind of painting, his uncle explains it to him why it is so imperative and important to first become commercially successful to be able to pursue his dreams. And all of us actors who said, "Hum bahut ek aesthetic," and the most forbidden thing, sorry, I must mention, is that what I did is that I produced a film. The most forbidden thing for an actor, सब लोग कहते हैं आप एक्टर हैं, पैसे लीजिए, एक्टिंग कीजिए, घर बैठिए आराम से. Because if you want to destroy yourself, you want to be completely annihilated, then go out and become a producer, and that's precisely what I did. I directed a film which had a beautiful theme of mother-son relationship, of this little story that I had heard as a kid about this boy whose mother loved him immensely, but he was in love with a girl who was wicked and vicious, and she said, "If you love me, prove it by getting your mother's heart." So this boy actually goes and kills his mom and takes her heart out. And he was running to his girlfriend to give it to, he tripped and fell. And the mother's heart asked him, "Beta, kahin chot to nahi lagi?" I think that is the most beautiful love story that I've ever heard. And मुझे लगा मुझे इस पे फिल्म बनानी चाहिए. और actually when I made the film didn't do well. I tripped and fell. and my mother asked me, "Beta, kahin chot to nahi lagi?" I think again, it was important for me to have first make commercially viable films. आप accept हो जाइए, and then let people come and watch aesthetic or aesthetic cinema. Because I realized कि चाहे चीज़ें कितनी भी अच्छी हैं, आप जब तक सक्सेसफुल नहीं, वो टैग नहीं है, तब तक लोग आपको आके देखेंगे नहीं, और वो टैग एक बार लग जाए फिर गंद भी चलता है. Then you will come and just praise anybody because he's successful. अरे वाह क्या बात है. मैं एक फिल्म का नाम नहीं लूँगा, but it's a highly acclaimed film, and I thought that was really bullshit. And I was watching this film and I was like watching it, and I'm saying, what the beep, what the fuck is going on? And my wife said, hang on, why are you getting so excited? और तुम सब चीज़ के इतने नुक्स क्यों निकालते हो यार? He's doing well as an actor. It doesn't look nice that you are just kind of sort of openly decrying his efforts. So I said, no, but this is bullshit. He's so theatrical. He's a very big actor. Okay, now everybody's curious. And I said, no, but it's bullshit, and it's the media that's hyped him up, and it's always the coterie and the clique that works, and you know this is not done. And just because he's successful, everybody is licking his ass. You know, so you say no. And the critics like sort of wrote great things about him and stuff. One day I was sitting in a mehfil, and this topic came of this film, and I said, this actor is pathetic, really. I mean, he may be a great actor, but what he was doing is really bullshit. And before that, everybody was singing, you know, praises and you know, just sort of eulogizing this guy and saying the best things ever. And once I said it, it was like everybody was quiet and says, oh my God, what did he do? And then the one guy was sitting right across. He mustered up enough guts, and I said, I think he's right. Even I thought that he wasn't that good. Then the second, then the third, and after 5 minutes, everybody, bullshit, yaar. Then a gandhi film, ganda actor, ye sab. So you know, what I realized कि successful जब आप होते हैं तो हर लोग डर के या sort of it creates a mindset where you start praising. You have to be successful. तो गंदी चीजें भी निकल जाती हैं. और जब आप नहीं हैं, कितनी भी अच्छी चीजें आप कर लें, अरे ठीक है यार, अरे रहने दे यार. Okay, so after this film, I realized that it was, and that's why I completely identified myself with what she had written, and says, Vatsal, it's worse. Vatsal decided to visit his uncle at his villa in the outskirts of the city and was sure he wouldn't fail in helping him resolve his creative challenges. Uncle Dheeraj welcomed him with warmth and let him pour out all that was running in his head. At the end of it all, he offered him a drink and then asked, so the struggle is only to find that one theme which would make your exhibition a bestseller, right? Vatsal nodded in agreement. There was a long pause. Uncle's neurons were at work and Vatsal kept staring at him, waiting for the advice on the way out. Vatsal was too restless to handle the silence. Uncle Dheeraj could feel his anxiety and finally decided to speak. He said, listen, you know me. I can't wrap my words with diplomacy, so pardon me if you think what I'm going to say now ends up offending the artist in you. I shall say what I have to say irrespective of that. What you need right now is success. A commercial success, whether that satisfies your creative pursuits is secondary, because if you fail with this one, then you may not even get a chance to pursue the art that you believe in. I think we need to clap for that, the way you have written. It's fantastic. It is, again, as I said, that it's...
I think the best thing that I could do was to get Shekhar, because then I don't have to talk, he'll do the talking for me. And the second best thing I could do was to get Rahul, then I don't have to do the conversation part, he'll do that for me. That was smart, not forbidden at all.
Down jana usso.
Sorry? Somebody said something. Okay. So the talking part is all done. I don't have to explain what the Forbidden One is all about indeed, because it's about believing in what you have to do, irrespective whether people think it is right or wrong. and having met Shekhar and working with him has been a pleasurable experience. I will not get into the
She
details.
got me only because someone told her that I'm very good at uncovering and unwrapping.
Yes. Now, the fact of life is that you've been mastering the art since 1984 when Utsav was released and I was born in that year. Somebody uncovered something. But yeah, so many years since then, I'm sure he's a
Are you
master
trying to
of...
suggest in a way that I'm a pedophile?
Not yet. I wouldn't say that.
But what really inspired you to write this book? That's been a question that is.
I wish I could
What
say...
or who?
I wish...
How many?
I wish I could say it is about the YouTube search that you do on Shekhar Suman, because when you go to YouTube and you type Shekhar Suman videos, the first thing YouTube asks you is what is your age? Is it above 18 years or not? Even if you have to watch Movers and Shakers, you need to be 18 years or above.
That's a fact. That's a fact. A true story.
Yes. But what inspired me to write is because I think I was a born forbidden one. I've never stuck to any rules. Everything that somebody told me you should not do, I would be the first one to do, including...
We all stand a chance.
Exactly. I was almost about to say exactly.
No, but somebody in an interview in Ahmedabad, on a radio interview, asked you a very surprised, forbidden question. What was that and how did you answer it?
The radio interview in Ahmedabad, actually somebody said that who is that woman on the cover? And why do you have a half woman on the cover? So...
But that's the best half you have.
Is it? It depends on the Indian men actually. I've still not figured out whether they like the upper half better or the lower one.
The better half. Yeah, the moment the better half.
Oh, that way is it?
What is up?
Now, before this becomes another roast, let's kind of raise a toast and unveil our book. Yes.
थोड़ा तेरा सर आ रहा है उठ जा तेरा सर
The time we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for such an amazing book.
अरे यार
I think 3 cheers for the entire team. Hip hip,
Hooray!
hip hip,
Hooray!
hip hip.
Hooray!
Not host a show together. I used to be his producer and I had the show after him. And the one forbidden thing about Rahul that I really have to mention, and that too in a public forum, this is like full-on badla scene happening here, is that since I was the producer, I used to control the music that goes on his show. And every time he would come and bug me कि ये वाला गाना डाल, ये वाला गाना डाल. Now given that, you would imagine कि उस time पे it would be a Sonu Nigam song or a Shan song, a Kailash Kher song. It was a song called Mari Titri. And that is what Rahul requested every time. Yeah. So Rahul, that was the one forbidden thing. I won't, yes, absolutely, I won't forgive you for that one.
Alright, after that public flogging from Mr. Suman and thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much, sir. I think special thanks to everybody, right from Mr. Suman. Round of applause for him. I think this evening wouldn't have been so much lively had it not been for your sense of humor, for your timing. And also Mr. Anil Mahajan, thank you so much, sir. Alisha.
अरे यार धक्का मार के जा रहा है तू यार
Yosef?
Either you just come back or you just go. I have to come and send autographs. Listen to his.
ढेरों सारी बातें तो हो गई के बारे में
इस किताब की खासियत ये है कि ज़्यादातर जो किताबें होती हैं ज़िंदगी में वो आपको बताती हैं क्या करना चाहिए. ये किताब बताती है कि जो नहीं करना चाहिए ये वो करना चाहिए. सो उस हिसाब से ये किताब बहुत दिलचस्प है, बहुत मनोरंजक है, क्योंकि एक लीक में चलते, एक लीक में या एक उल्लू का बैल बन के ज़िंदगी जीने से अच्छा है कि कुछ वो चीज़ें करें जिसे हमेशा दुनिया ने मना किया है करने को, और उसका अपना एक अलग अलग लुत्फ़ है। और ज़ारा जो हैं वो हमारी करीबी मित्र हैं, और इनके साथ मैं एक रेडियो का शो भी करता हूँ, कॉल्ड द शेखर सुमन शो। और जब इन्होंने कहा कि उन्होंने किताब लिखी है तो मुझे हैरत नहीं हुई, क्योंकि ये अच्छा बोलती हैं और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि उन्होंने अच्छी किताब लिखी होगी, उम्मीद थी। और मैंने जब उन्होंने किताब मुझे दी तो मैंने इसे कई चैप्टर्स पढ़े, कई कहानियाँ पढ़ी, और बहुत ही दिलचस्प था। और इसलिए आज इस मौके पर जब इस किताब का विमोचन हुआ, मैं उनके साथ हूँ।
किताब का नाम है द फॉरबिडन।
ये
इसे किस तरह डिफाइन करें?
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, फॉरबिडन यानी कि वो चीज़ें जो नहीं करनी चाहिए, वो कुछ अनकही बातें, कुछ अनसुनी बातें, या वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें जिसे आपके माँ बाप और आपके शिक्षकों ने, आपके दोस्तों और पड़ोसियों ने मना किया था करने को, लेकिन आप जो बड़े हुए यार, बोले मना बहुत किया, करके देखें है क्या चीज़। अगर आपको कोई कहता है उस कमरे में कभी मत जाना, या उस बक्से को कभी मत खोलना, या उधर मत झांकना, या वो फिल्म नहीं देखना। जहाँ फिल्म में एडल्ट लग जाता है वहाँ बच्चे सबसे ज़्यादा जाना चाहते हैं। तो वो एक ह्यूमन क्यूरोसिटी है, कौतूहल है, वो एक उत्सुकता है वो जानने की। किताब में भी वो सारी चीज़ें लिखी गई हैं कि फॉरबिडन वन जो है, यानी कि जो जिस चीज़ से आपकी मनाही है, वो करना हमेशा गलत नहीं होता है, अच्छा होता है कभी कभी, अगर आप उस कन्वेंशन, उस ट्रेडिशन को तोड़ के आगे बढ़ें ज़िंदगी में, और वो करें जिसके लिए आपको मनाही थी और जिसके लिए हमेशा लोगों ने मना किया था।
जैसे एक AI भी आपने किया था और एक AI भी हाल ही में देखा गया,
एक AI भी मैंने किया था।
जैसा ऐसा ही कुछ था वो, लेकिन मतलब
जो रोस्ट होता है
रोस्ट जो
मैं तो शो करता था अपना, मूवर्स एंड शेकर्स शो करता था। वो तो एक शालीनता के दायरे में वो एक शो था, लेकिन मैं किसी को किसी पर टीका टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहूँगा। मैं समझता हूँ कि जो मोरालिटी नाम का इशू है वो एक बहुत ही व्यक्तिगत मामला है, और हम कोई नहीं होते मॉरल पुलिस बनने के, ये सही है वो गलत है। आपको खुद ये सोचना चाहिए कि क्या जो मैंने किया वो सही था या गलत था। अगर आपको लगता है सही तो जाइए कीजिए, और जो लोग उसका विरोध करना चाहते हैं करें। मैं उन लोगों में से नहीं जो विरोध करूँगा, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगता है आप अपना दायरा खुद तय कर रहे हैं। और अगर चोर को ये मालूम हो कि चोरी ख़राब है तो शायद वो चोरी ना करे, उसको लगता है नहीं ये सही है इसलिए वो करता रहता है। खूनी को लगता है नहीं खून करना ठीक है यार, क्या है, इतने सारे लोग उसमें से एक का खून कर दिया मैंने, तो वो खून जाके करता है। बलात्कारी को लगता है कि नहीं ये तो सही है और मैं जो कर रहा हूँ सही है। उसको खुद उस विश्लेषण की ज़रूरत है, सोचने की ज़रूरत है कि क्या मैंने जो किया वो सही किया या नहीं। और पश्चिम की तरफ देख के, पाश्चात्य चीज़ों से प्रभावित होके चीज़ें करना कितना सही है, ये भी आपको सोचने के लिए एक विषय देता है। क्योंकि जो चीज़ उनके लिए अच्छी है ज़रूरी नहीं कि वो चीज़ें हमारे लिए अच्छी हों, जो चीज़ें हमारे लिए अच्छी हों ज़रूरी नहीं। हमें कितनी ज़रूरत है ये सब चीज़ करने के लिए। हम क्या, आम का पेड़ कभी बबूल नहीं बन सकता चाहे वो कितनी कोशिशें कर ले, और बबूल कभी लीची नहीं बन सकता। वो सबके पेड़ की अपनी अपनी खासियत है। उसी तरह इंसान और सभ्यता और देश और शहर और समाज वो अपनी अपनी खासियत की वजह से जिंदा है। आप किसी की तरह नहीं हो सकते, आपको अपनी ही तरह हो।
चलिए, पिछले साल आपने हार्टलेस की हमने देखा,
जी
आपकी मूवी आई पिछले साल, आपने प्रोड्यूस किया है।
जी, हार्टलेस।
हाँ, तो इस साल 2015 में कोई
मैं एक विषय पर अभी काम कर रहा हूँ, और अभी थोड़ा प्रेमेच्योर होगा उसके बारे में बात करने के लिए, पर एक खूबसूरत विषय है। और अब तो ये डर लगता है क्योंकि मेरी जो उसका शीर्षक है, जो उसका टाइटल है फिल्म का, वो है बॉम्बे डाइंग। अब कहते हैं अगर मुंबई को बॉम्बे बोलोगे तो अरेस्ट कर लेंगे या वो बैन कर देंगे। ये मुझे आज तक समझ में नहीं आया कि आप बैन क्यों कर देंगे किसी को। भाई मुझे बॉम्बे बोलना है या मुझे कुछ और बोलना है, इसमें इलीगल क्या है, गलत क्या है। आप मतलब अगर, और फिर मेरा बड़ा सवाल है कि अगर बॉम्बे शब्द से इतना परहेज़ है सेंसर को और सब लोगों को, तो फिर बॉम्बे हॉस्पिटल क्यों अभी तक है, बॉम्बे टाइम्स अभी तक क्यों है, बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट क्यों है। तो आधी चीज़ें ऐसी, आधी चीज़ें वैसे, तो या तो सबको हटा दीजिए। और नाम से हटाने से क्या क्या हासिल क्या होगा, आप मुझे बताइए। अगर हमने बॉम्बे को मुंबई कर लिया तो क्या हम ज़्यादा हिंदुस्तानी हो गए, और बॉम्बे रखा था तो क्या हम अंग्रेज़ियत की तरफ बढ़े थे। अभी अंग्रेज़ियत की तरफ नहीं है। मुंबई कहने के बाद भी AIB का शो तो इधर ही होता है। तो नाम बदलने से क्या हो जाता, हमें अपने आप को बदलना है, हमें अपनी सोच को बदलना है। नाम बदलने से कुछ नहीं होता। नाम में, जैसा कि शेक्सपियर ने कहा है कि व्हाट्स देयर इन अ नेम, अ रोज बाय एनी अदर नेम वुड स्मेल
एज गुड। अगर गुलाब का नाम कुछ और भी रख दें तो उसकी खुशबू तो वही रहेगी, लेकिन बदलने की ज़रूरत नहीं। जो बाकी जो चीज़ें हैं जो ज़्यादा अहमियत रखती हैं उनको बदलें। अब अभी भी हमारे मुंबई जैसे शहर में ब्रीच कैंडी है या केम्स कॉर्नर है या तमाम, तो सब चीज़ें चेंज कीजिए ना, वो तो सब अंग्रेज़ी हैं। सबका नाम हिंदी में कीजिए और बड़े बड़े साहित्यकारों के नाम पे, बड़े बड़े एक्टरों के नाम पे, बड़े बड़े नेताओं के नाम पे रखिए। फिर क्यों हम पुरानी आधी चीज़ें ये और आधी चीज़ें वो, तो वो बात समझ में नहीं आई। बहरहाल इस बहस में हम ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ना चाहते। मैं यही कह रहा हूँ कि अपने आप लोगों को ये सोचने की ज़रूरत है क्या हम जो कर रहे हैं, क्या हम जो कह रहे हैं वो सही है या नहीं।
स्टार कास्ट के बारे में कुछ बताना चाहिए, कौन होगा या फिल्म की शूटिंग स्टार्ट हो चुकी है?
नहीं, अभी तो स्क्रिप्ट लिखी जा रही है। स्क्रिप्ट लिखने के बाद ही स्टार कास्ट का चयन होगा। डेफिनेटली अध्ययन उसमें ज़रूर होंगे। हीरोइन का चयन अभी हुआ नहीं है और कौन स्टूडियो करेगा ये भी चयन नहीं हुआ। पर ये प्रोड्यूसर बनने के बाद एक चीज़ मैंने सीखा है कि जब तक सारी चीज़ें मुकम्मल नहीं हो जाती और बिल्कुल सही लोग जो हैं आपको सपोर्ट नहीं करते, तब तक फिल्म को लेके आगे नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए। और मुझे उम्मीद है कि जो गलतियाँ मैंने की हैं एज ए प्रोड्यूसर, वो उसको मैं सुधारते हुए आगे बढ़ूँगा। मैंने कहा कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें कमर्शियल एलिमेंट्स डालनी ज़रूरी होती हैं फिल्म को सक्सीड करने के लिए। फिल्म जब सफल होती है तब वो आप तमाम चीज़ें कर सकते हैं जो आपके दिल के करीब हैं। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि इसको थोड़ा सा कमर्शियली सक्सेसफुल ये हो, उसमें कमर्शियल एलिमेंट्स हों, जो जनता चाहती है वो मैं देने की कोशिश करूँ।
इश्क क्लिक भी आ रही है
जी,
तो कुछ कहना चाहेंगे उनके?
इश्क क्लिक आ रही है, मैंने फ़िल्म देखी नहीं है। वो फिल्म को लेके उत्साहित हैं। इश्क क्लिक और लखनवी इश्क, 2 फिल्में उनकी फ्लोर पे हैं। एक फिल्म है DNA ऑफ लव, और एक फिल्म पे अध्ययन खुद अपनी स्क्रिप्ट पे काम कर रहे हैं जिसमें वो रहेंगे, लेकिन वो स्क्रिप्ट लिखना चाहते हैं। उस फिल्म का नाम है एयरपोर्ट, और ये 2 लोगों की कहानी है जो एयरपोर्ट पे मिलते हैं, अनजाने होते हैं, लेकिन उस सफ़र के दौरान उनकी ज़िंदगी में क्या क्या बदलाव आ जाता है, कैसे उनका आपस में इश्क होता है, क्या वो इश्क मुकम्मल होता है नहीं, ये उसकी कहानी है। तो उस पर बहुत खूबसूरत कहानी है, उस पर वो काम कर रहे हैं और मैं अपनी स्क्रिप्ट पे काम कर रहा हूँ। तो ये तमाम चीज़ें हैं अभी भविष्य के लिए। जी, थैंक यू।
Okay, Zara, first of all, so very congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Forbidden One, The Forbidden One.
Thank you so much.
किस तरह की बुक होगी? मतलब कि ढेर सारी तो बातें हुई, लेकिन कुछ कहना चाहिए किस तरह की बुक होगी, क्या थॉट्स जाएंगे लोगों को, मैसेजेस क्या देंगे?
एक्चुअली मैसेजेस काफ़ी अच्छे हैं। आप किताब का कवर देखें तो जो समझ आए वो दूसरी बात है, लेकिन ये किताब ऐसे लोगों के लिए है जो अपनी दिल की बात सुनते हुए कहीं ना कहीं फंस जाते हैं, एक दुविधा में आ जाते हैं कि करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, करेंगे तो क्या होगा। कई बार हम अपने बारे में सोचने लगते हैं। जिन लोगों के दिल टूटते हैं, शादियाँ टूटती हैं, नौकरी में परेशानी आती है, तब आप सब सोचने लगते हैं कि आप बड़े फोबिडन हो गए हैं, लेकिन एक्चुअली में शायद ज़िंदगी उससे आगे बढ़ने का नाम है, इसीलिए हम आगे बढ़ते हैं और इसीलिए ऐसी फोबिडन कहानियाँ बनती हैं। और हम सब ने कोई ना कोई फोबिडन काम किया है। जो मम्मी पापा मना करते थे वो सब हमने किया है बचपन में, इसीलिए खूब सारी पिटाइयाँ भी खाई हैं, डांट खाई है। जब बड़े हुए तो और भी फोबिडन काम बोले हैं जो सारे टीवी पे नहीं बोले जा सकते हैं। सो या इट्स अ सिंपल कलेक्शन ऑफ शॉर्ट स्टोरीज जिसमें आप कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप को पाएंगे।
इज इट फर्स्ट एडिशन? आगे भी हम कुछ पार्ट देखेंगे?
जी, अभी मैंने एक शॉर्ट स्टोरीज़ लिखी है जो कि मैंने ब्रिस्टल अवार्ड यूके में भेजी है। वो देवदासीज़ के बारे में है, जो आंध्र प्रदेश और महाराष्ट्र में हुआ करती थी देवदासियाँ, उनके बारे में है। और वो मॉडर्न एज देवदासी के बारे में है कि अब वो प्रथा शायद कम हो गई है, लेकिन जो देवदासियों का जीवन था, जो उनकी जर्नी थी, वो मॉडर्न लाइफ सिनारियो में भी देखने को मिलती है। सो वो उसके बारे में है, उसे ब्रिस्टल भेजा गया है। मेरी अगली किताब अगले साल तक आ जानी चाहिए होपफुली, अगर मैं लिख पाई तो। वो शॉर्ट स्टोरीज़ नहीं होगी, वो नॉवल है जिसका नाम है इट वॉज कंसेंशुअल। कि हम कई बार रिश्तों के लिए हाँ तो कर देते हैं, लेकिन हमें पता नहीं होता कि हम किस चीज़ में फंसने वाले हैं, आगे क्या होने वाला है।
थैंक यू, विश यू ऑल।
थैंक यू सो मच।